Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Rod. Uh, Here with a video today, and it's a little bit differently from what we usually do. Like with a big old intro and all of that. Uh, I would like to do something a little different. Uh, I want to speak my goals into existence for 2026. So I wrote it all down. Wrote it all down. Uh, these mean a lot to me, you know. I spent a lot of time thinking about it. I wanted to actually push this video out sooner than later, but a lot of stuff went on, family stuff, and there was some stuff that in my personal life that I had to take care of first. So I would like to get started. So one thing I would like to do is be enrolled in college by the summer of 2026. All right. My dream, these are all a part of my dreams. So I would like to be enrolled in college, and I would like to go to a HBCU. Dang, what kind of HBCU would I like to go to? So obviously somewhere down south, whether it's North Carolina, Atlanta, all that. But I'm gonna think about it a little more, get that narrowed down to where I would like to go. But yeah, so I got that, and I got get to 175 pounds. 175 pounds is a big old milestone for me because I'm not gonna say that was my prime, but that was when I was at my peak. That was like senior year when I was 175. Right now, I'm sitting at 191. 191. Last time I went on a scale. But the way I would want to do it, I want to do it a little bit differently because my diet and everything else, it was trash. But I was still 197. I was still 190. What? I was still 175 because of the fact that I was so active, and I was always playing basketball. Like, that was my life. So it was like, I could just eat whatever and I was all right. But now, since we're older, stuff ain't gonna work out like that. So what I would like to do is change my eating habits, change my sleep, and have better nutrition than I had before. Another thing is getting better at investing and saving money, putting money away, not spending so much, overspending. I think that's one of my biggest problems is money management, and acknowledging that, that always helps. But one of my biggest problems was like always door dashing. We actually don't think about how much money goes into DoorDash. We don't. You could spend at least $200 a month on DoorDash, if not more. If you're too lazy, the money's just gonna keep adding up. So what I plan on doing, cooking more, eating more in the house, because that's where, that it's better to cook anyway. You get to make stuff on your own. If you mess up, that's on you. I'd rather eat my own food than DoorDash. It's good, but it's the fact that it's convenient is what makes you want to buy it so much because it's there. But all you gotta do is look in the cabinet, You can make a lot of stuff in the house with limited stuff. You don't even need a lot of money for it. But yeah, I want to get closer with my parents, my mom and my dad. They mean a lot to me, and they're really my rock, the thing that holds it all together for me. And it's really important that we get to close as possible with our parents while we still got them, because it's a gift to have them still here with us, It's a gift to even have parents at all, because there's people out there who don't even have someone to call their mother, you know? And I love my parents. I love my mom. I love my dad. And I love my family because they do so much for me. And one day, I will hope to pay it forward to them by, I just want to be available. If somebody called me for help or something like that, I just want to be there to give to them, Like, I just like being helpful and helping my family. So, I got get better equipment for YouTube. Right now, I have an iPhone 14, and I have, what is those things called? A tripod. I have a tripod and an iPhone 14. We gonna grind our way up so we get a real camera and a real tripod. All right, I got this tripod off of TikTok Shop. Might sound crazy, but it's true. I want to read more books. I feel like books is really the gateway to knowledge, honestly. You know how they say, like, knowledge is power and all of that stuff. But sometimes books hold a lot of value, and there's a lot of good stuff inside of books that we don't really pay attention to often. Mostly because, like, who reads anymore? Like, that's a common thing. Like, who reads anymore? We got our phones and all of that. But sometimes it's good to pick up a book, refresh your memory, Even if we're not in school, all of that, it's okay to read a book every now and then. I want to get closer with God. My relationship with God, I feel like my foundation with it is pretty strong, but I feel like me personally, and I don't know if a lot of people could relate to it, they probably could, is I don't like it feels like I'm using God. Like, when it's me, say you're in a tight situation, right? Now you want to call on him. I want to strengthen my relationship with him to where I don't need to be in, like, a big old danger to depend on him, Like, I love God, but I want to prove that I love God when I'm not in those situations. I want to be able to show that and live through that everywhere I go. And he's the meat of the steak, That sounds crazy, but yeah, that's one of my goals. I want to grow as a person. I want to be kinder to people. I kind of have an issue with my own emotions, understanding myself and who I am, and sometimes it gets in the way of the way we treat people because we don't know how we actually act, and we're not really aware of it until somebody actually says it's a problem, So I want to do some thinking and growing as a person. I want to stay more positive. We don't often show enough positivity to ourselves and give ourselves the love that we deserve. We often have other people make up for that lack of that we have inside of us. And I feel like that's something that I do myself personally because I'm only human, And I feel like we all could change in that way. We got to be more positive because positivity, you don't see it much often, I want to get back into hooping. Man, I haven't played basketball in so long, bro. Y'all don't understand. It's been almost like 7 months. It's been that long. And man, I miss the sport, bro. I love basketball. That used to be my life. But the one thing about basketball that I always had was that was my identity, So not having basketball when I want to have it, it's kind of helping me forge my own identity outside of basketball because that's a common thing with high schoolers to where that's just their identity. Without basketball, there's no them, you know? And to all my high school hoopers out there, make sure you find yourself and understand who you are outside of that ball. That ball is addicting, and it's true. I love it too, you know? But yeah, I want, don't lose drive. Don't lose drive. That hyper focus, all of that you feel, that's only part one of evolving to the future. That's only part one. And it's all about discipline, actually understanding what you're trying to accomplish, adding more value to what you're trying to accomplish, and having that drive to want to do it. You know, consistency, all of that stuff. I want to reach 1K followers by the end of 2026. I think we could do it. You know, 9 months ago, when I started this YouTube channel, man, it's been that long already. We racked up some views, you know, for a new account. We're actually doing pretty good, but I had a big old hiatus, so that really stunted the growth. But we're gonna get back into it for real. I want to save and make my first 1K, my first band. That's something I've yet to do at 19 years old. And that kind of irks my nerves a little bit because, like I said, my spending habits is bad, bro. The moment you see that money, you just want to spend it, spend it, spend it, spend it. But that's not the case anymore, you know? It feels better being able to relax, you know, not having to push pennies and stuff to get what you need. And last of all, be Rodney. That means a lot to me because sometimes I feel like I'm not me. You know, sometimes I look in the mirror, I don't see myself. And that's okay, you know? It's all about, I'm having a little brain fart there, but like, man, yourself and how you see yourself, all of that matters. And if you're not able to see yourself, then how could you grow, you know? You got to defy the odds you put against yourself, because only you create them. You could eliminate them. Make some new odds, you know? But that's all I got for this video. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to make sure that I, you know, stay consistent. New content on the way. And I want to thank y'all for being here. Peace out.